Greetings. This is a presentation about parent-guardian notification for new and continuing ESL program students. This is our agenda for this short video. Your child is in an ESL program in Jefferson County Public Schools. Why is your child tested in English as a second language? The federal law requires that language minority students be identified and their English proficiency assessed. Potential English learner students are identified by the home language survey on the enrollment form. An English language learner is identified through a placement test done at the intake center or sometimes out in the JCPS schools. There is an online screener and a kindergarten screener that is done when a student first enrolls in Jefferson County Public Schools. If your child scores less than fully English proficient in any of the 4 domains, listening, speaking, reading, and writing, he or she qualifies for ESL services. The parent is notified, and then the parent decides if the child will participate in the ESL program. How will your child's English proficiency be monitored? Each year in January or February, English learner students take the Access 2.0 test to determine the progress and proficiency in English. The Access 2.0 test tests students in the 4 language domains: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Students are tested in the language of language arts, mathematics, science, and social studies. The WIDA Access for ELs 2.0 helps us to do many things. It helps us to monitor the progress of students, to reclassify students, for example, exit them out of English as a second language services, also to help us to see who is an ESL student when they're taking state and federal tests. It helps teachers to do instructional planning and to differentiate, and it also just helps us to measure growth for students. This is an example of a report you will receive with your child's Access score. You will receive this in about late spring or early summer, and the scores will be on the assessment page. If you have any questions at all, please notify the school or your teacher, and we will be glad to help you analyze the report. So, how does your child learn English? ESL students might have instruction in an ESL classroom with a specially trained teacher, like at the Newcomer Academy. They're also expected to learn the same content and meet the same standards as all native English speakers as well. For example, at the Newcomer Academy, students taking algebra are taking the same algebra standards as any other student in Jefferson County Public Schools, and their teacher is also highly qualified to teach English as a second language. There might also be some native language support that is provided, and the students will spend most of the day in just a regular classroom learning the same standards as their native speaking peers. All ESL teachers are trained in second language acquisition, and all teachers at the Newcomer Academy have this specialized training. So how does the ESL program help your child? With specially trained teachers, also with native language support when appropriate, teaching in small groups, using the WIDA language standards to help us guide instruction, curriculum maps that are correlated to the Kentucky academic standards, a variety of instructional materials, and other support in your child's classroom. There are many different kinds of service models that are outlined here. The service model for the Newcomer Academy is called CBE, Content-Based ESL. All English is taught through the content, the academic content. How does your child exit ESL? Typically, for some children, it might only take 1 or 2 years, depending on their background in English and literacy and maybe their ability to learn a new language. And some students might need a little more time, depending on their academic background or a variety of other factors as well. But a child needs to score a 4.5 on the WIDA Access to officially exit ESL services in Jefferson County Public Schools. How fast will your child learn English? It depends on a lot of different things. Here are several things outlined here already. The big thing, though, is supporting your child at home and making sure they practice as much as possible reading and writing at home, at school, and everywhere. So, how can you, as a parent or guardian, help your child? You can check their agenda or their homework every day. You can talk to your child about their day and what he or she is learning. You can read and write with your child or make sure that they're writing as well. Call the school if you have any questions at all. Visit the school once it's safe to do so. Attend parent conferences. We have one coming up on October the 11th, and more information will come out on that. Make sure you know who your child's friends are. That's very important. And make sure they get plenty of sleep and exercise and healthy food. Outlined here are promotion requirements. If your child is in high school, they need to have a certain number of credits earned every year to move on to the next level. So to become a 10th grader, a student needs to have earned 5 credits, for example. If they did not earn or pass all of their classes, they will not advance to the next level. So graduation requirements are outlined here. Students need to have 4 credits of English language arts, 3 of science, and the rest are outlined here as well. Your student will receive more information from their counselor to help them make a plan for graduation. Available from the school on request and also on the JCPS website are the student progression, promotion, and grading standards. As a parent or guardian of your student, you have rights. Participation in the ESL program is voluntary. However, we highly recommend that your child participate in the ESL program to make sure they get all the support they need so that they can progress quickly. Thank you so much for your time this evening.